Hi, everyone. My name is Butch Wright. I am your instructor for Introduction to Physical Anthropology 2200. Welcome. This is a quick video to let you kind of understand what's been going on here, what we're going to be covering this semester, and also for you to get to know me a little bit before we start. Actually, there are two instructors for this class. I'm the main instructor, your principal instructor. That's me here on the left, obviously. I live in Hilliard on the west bank of the Scioto River, suburb of Columbus. I am married. I have a 12-year-old son who's in middle school. I am also a PhD student in the Department of Anthropology, where I specialize in environmental anthropology, with specific areas of interest being how indigenous and maroon cultures adapt to their environments. I lived in Manaus, Brazil, in the heart of the Brazilian Amazon for 18 years. I did my master's degree in biology with emphasis on ecology at the National Institute for Amazonian Research, which you can see there. I focus on how people obtain their food and the impact that living in certain environments has on their bodies. To the right, you see here is Dr. Mark Ube. He specializes in morphological adaptation, how your bodies change, how bodies change, not just ours, but in the past as well, how humans have evolved. He's conducted research on skeletal and lifestyle biology of early American populations, including the Inca populations and populations in Chile. And he studied genetics at the University of Sao Paulo. Now, I know a lot of you are here for a general education requirement. You're not anthro majors. I'm going to talk a little bit about why biology and physical anthropology are related, but not quite as related as you might think. And it was this class, really, physical anthropology, the introduction to physical anthropology, that I took as a general education requirement back in my undergraduate days. It really made me fall in love with anthropology. Because in biology, you study how things work, how organisms develop, how genetics work, how systems interact and all that. But with physical anthropology, you understand not only the how, but why biological systems evolve and why some ultimately fail, why they don't last. I mean, obviously, we don't have dinosaurs running around anymore. There's lots of fossils of animals that have become extinct, and that's one of the reasons, one of the things that we look at in physical anthropology is why these things were unable to adapt. The course has three important elements. We have the lectures, the readings, and the labs. The lectures are all on Carmen. I hope you're all familiar with Carmen. We're going to look here a little bit at the Carmen page in a bit. We have readings that are both on Carmen and on Top Hat. And the labs are on Top Hat. Top Hat is a platform, an interactive platform. It's really kind of cool. I'm becoming familiar with it myself. You're gonna need to log in on that, and we'll go over that here in a little bit. Your grades are distributed as this. There are 12 lab exercises. Those are going to be done, as I mentioned, through Top Hat. The epiphanies will be done on Carmen. Visual study guides, those are 20% of your grade. There's 4 of those. And there are 7 quizzes, which are 40% of your grade for a total of 100%. Epiphanies are short, 50 to 100 pages, 50 to 100 word paragraphs. About your thoughts about the lesson, what you observe, what you learn, what you're not totally sure of. These are not going to necessarily be right or wrong. I just want to make sure that you show that you have covered the material, that you have read it, and that you've looked at the material. And so we'll look at that. There's 26 of those, so there's quite a few. Now on the syllabus page, which I'm going to stop sharing the screen here. We're going to go over to the syllabus page here. Let's see here, share screen. Here we go. Share that. Let's go here to the syllabus page. On the syllabus page, you'll see down below my bio, there's this code here that takes you directly to the course in Top Hat. If you do not have a Top Hat account, you will need to register for that. And you can do that here where it says go to Top Hat register student. You'll register this real quick through OSU. Search by school and enter the name of Ohio State. And then you use this code once you've done that to register for the course through Top Hat. And once you do that, it'll take you to the pages. Now I'm going to authorize the labs usually about 2 weeks out. Let's look at that here. I'll go right here in a second. Let's look at our Top Hat page. You get into the course, you'll see here like lab 1. Click on that, click on this, and we'll give you ratings, backgrounds. And then you do the lab. Look at this. Here's your multiple answers are accepted for this question. You look at the questions and you just click it and it'll automatically grade and copy all your grades over to Carmen. So don't worry about that. And you have your discussions. We're going to be discussing things here on Top Hat. And then of course they have the bibliography here. This is where everything comes from. This is all, if you want more information, you can look at that. Okay, so I'm going to go back here to the syllabus. Put this out. Again, here's my bio. We have my contact information here. I will have office hours on Thursdays from 11:30 to 12:30. I won't be on campus those days, so the office hours will be virtual. There are additional appointments possible. I will be on campus Mondays and Wednesdays for a class I'm taking. So if you want to schedule a sit down face-to-face, let me know beforehand and I'll try to find a quiet place that we can sit down and discuss whatever we need to discuss. Okay. Then over here, you'll see the module section on Carmen. All our materials are divided into modules. The first one, of course, here, which you'll be doing this week, is the welcome module. I will have a copy of this video uploaded here, as you can see. And then as of week 2, you're going to start getting into the actual course materials for more in depth. And it goes all the way through to the end of the semester. And when you go to a lab, for example, when you get to a lab here, lab 1, it'll automatically take you, once you're registered, to the Top Hat screen. Once you're registered for Top Hat, it won't have any problem identifying you through Carmen and taking you straight to that lab. If you try to get ahead of schedule, if I haven't authorized it yet, it won't let you into the lab at all. So let me stop sharing here real quick. Let me get back over here to labs will be made available 2 weeks out from the posted week. So I've already authorized labs 1, 2, and 3. So you'll be able to do that. And we must complete all the assignments by the following Friday. So if you have a lab scheduled for week 3, which should be lab 2, because lab 1 will be done in week 2. You'll have to finish lab 2 by the end of week 3, lab 3 by the end of week 4, and so on. I don't want to let it open like that. So, because you really can't get behind in this class. If you start not following materials, you won't understand what's happening later on. So you really need to stay on top of this. Okay. So you must be able to complete it by the following Friday to receive full credit. I understand sometimes things come up. If you are going to be unable to finish an assignment by the due date, please get in touch with me real quick and I will try to come up with a reasonable time for you to be able to get it done and still get credit. Okay. I know the pandemic has really affected everybody, and despite the vaccinations getting everything under control a little bit, there are still concerns out there. If you feel you're going to have trouble completing assignment on time, let me know. If you're sick or if a family member's sick, you need to take care of them, or something comes up, please just get a hold of me. We can work things out. Okay, I'm not a stickler on these so much. I do want you to make sure that you don't get too far behind, because you will need the material from the earlier lessons to understand the later lessons. Okay, this is not a learn and forget type situation. There are two textbooks. The first textbook, the main one, which is required, is Introduction to Biological Anthropology, the lab manual. It's purchased through Top Hat for $45. I recommend getting it through Top Hat, not getting it through the bookstore, because with the bookstore there's a markup, and so you'll pay more for it. If you get it through Top Hat, it's $45. I also recommend the optional textbook, which is the covers pictured here on the left, which is Biological Anthropology, Concepts and Connections. You don't have to get it if you don't want to. I recommend it because it does give some pretty good in-depth explanations for how things work, and for why things are the way they are. And so it's good, especially if you have trouble following some of the writing. You can always find the same explanations but worded differently, and it can make it pretty clear. I really like this book. So in addition, of course, this class is asynchronous, meaning there's no actual lessons that are going to be direct. You're not going to be in class, or you're not going to be online live with me learning a lesson or anything. All the lectures are recorded by Dr. Ube. That's why I say he's the lecturer. He recorded really great lectures on the stuff, so there's no need for me to re-record them, reinvent the wheel. So you'll be watching his lectures when you have time during the weeks, because it is asynchronous. But however, I will offer optional meetings every Thursday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, except for this first Thursday of the term, Thanksgiving Thursday, obviously, and the Thursday during finals. If you'd like to participate but cannot make it, no problem. You don't have to participate in these meetings. They are completely optional. But if you do want to participate and cannot make that time from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, you can send me your questions or your observations by email or by messenger, and I will cover it during the meetings. And I will record all the meetings and upload them to Carmen every week. So you'll be able to download them or watch them online, and there won't be any problem. And here are the important contacts for the course. Of course, my email here, right.2067@osu.edu. Dr. Ube's is ube1@osu.edu. Tech support, if you have any trouble getting onto Carmen or anything like that directly. This is more for Carmen. If you have any problems with that, contact them. If you have a problem with Top Hat, you can call this number and they will walk you through it. Okay. Thank you. Let's have a great semester together. I'm really looking forward to getting to know each and every one of you here online during the semester as we go through physical anthropology. And if you have any questions ever, just please let me know and we will get it done together. Thanks. Have a great semester.